My dad went around and tried to find work, and he stopped at a place called Lion Boiler and Machine Company. They hired him and taught him to be a welder, which was fantastic. And that was how he earned his living the rest of his life, with very high-paying jobs because he's a welder of steel. They had steel materials, and they taught him to be a welder. So when he was, we stayed in Smikover until I was about 11 or 12. So when they moved to Harvey, Illinois, again following my aunt and uncle, my dad got a job in the steel mills as a welder. And in those days there were unions, so he was a lucky person to have a union job. And when my mother, after he retired, his benefits still passed on to my mother, which I think is unheard of in today's world.
Mm-hmm. So back in Smackover, your dad was working with steel. He was a welder.
As a welder. Mm-hmm.
And what was Ora doing, Cora's husband?
I don't know what he did. I don't think he was as aggressive as my dad in trying to find work. Mm-hmm. So even when he went to Smikover, he didn't do much. Mm-hmm. Some people are aggressive and some aren't. Mm-hmm. So I think he went around and picked up scrap metal along railroad tracks. In fact, that's how his life ended, because he was hit by a fast-moving train.
Oh my God!
Picking up, pieces of steel or whatever he could find, and that was when I was about 14, and we had moved to Harvey. But he never was as aggressive about work as my dad, and I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. And did Cora have a job at
Cora?
Yeah, and Smackover?
Worked as a maid. Mm-hmm. When we were in Smikover, I don't think she worked in Harvey. I don't think she worked in Smikover because she had all these babies. No, my mother sewed beautifully. She could make a pattern. People would hire her to make dresses for them. They would take her, either get a Sears and Roebuck catalog, show her the picture of a dress, and she knew how to cut a pattern from paper. I think people in Africa do that, don't they?
They don't even use paper.
Yeah, they don't need a pattern. They can make their own pattern. Mm-hmm. And she made patterns out of newspaper because, mm-hmm. What else did she have? But they'd take her to the stores, and in the store window, if they saw a dress that they liked, she would come back and make the dress. Mm-hmm. And she made all of our clothes, copying the patterns out of Sears Roebuck. If you had a hole in your jeans, she could repair it so that it looked like it was a design.
Mm-hmm. Where'd she learn how to sew?
She knew how to sew when she got married. And then she was a farm girl. Mm-hmm. So she knew how to sew, to cook, to can food. Mm-hmm. At 14. Mm-hmm. I'll never understand that.